Hi, and welcome to Edwards Motorhomes. I'm Andy, and today myself and Tony are going to take you on a walk around handover on this Auto Trail Apache 700. We hope you find it informative. So what we're going to do is we're going to work from the outside in on showing you around the vehicles. But the first thing we need to show you is just inside the passenger door, just here, where you've got the release there for your bonnet. Next, we have your fuel filler, which again just works off your ignition key. Gas, when you're travelling, make sure you've got your gas turned off. When you get to site, just open it up on top. If you're not getting any gas through the system, press down on your crash sensor. Sometimes you may just need to pop a pin in there or a pen or something as well, and allow the gas to flow through. Again, when you're moving off, make sure you've turned your gas off. So above us you'll see we've got the awning and the awning light. As for the step will come out from here. So you'll see there's a button just there. All you need to do, press that button, it'll take the step in or it'll take it out. Fridge vents here and here. Water filler just there. Gas barbecue point just here. You do have a good storage area that goes right underneath the van. It'll go full width, and you will see you've got an access point on the other side as well. On the rear we have your spare wheel just underneath here, and your reversing camera just there. Here we have the point for your outdoor shower. Fresh water drain just there. And then we have your cassette toilet. Now when we go into the van, we'll go into more detail, but basically on the toilet itself there's a blade, and the blade must be closed for you to be able to take the cassette out. So what you do is you pull it out from here. Now on any campsite they'll have what they call an Alson point. So you just wheel that to the Alson point. When you get there, you take this cap off. When you're flushing away, just remember to press the orange button at the back, because what that will allow is air to flow through the system, so it's not going to glug out, it's going to release nice and smoothly. So you just pour away, flush through the hose, pour away again. Once you're done, put your new blue nor green chemical into the cassette itself. Don't put it down the toilet because it is very strong and it will stain the bowl. Once you've got your fluid in there, pop it back in, job's done. Then we have the flue for your heating, just here. Now to take this off, hand on the top, unclip from the bottom and release. What you don't want to do is just pull there because you'll end up just cracking it. Underneath here, we have your wastewater drain. And above, of course, we have your electric hookup point. Now you'll see there's this little switch here. You must press that down to be able to release the hookup. Let's take a look inside.
Okay, so moving on to the cab of the Apache 700, you've got your electric windows here and your mirror adjustments just here. We've got your steering wheel controls just here, which control the radio and your telephone if you've got it hooked up on Bluetooth. We've got your windscreen wipers, lights and indicators, and cruise control. So we've got your automatic box just here. Then we've got your media center, which is pretty self-explanatory. So you've got nav, media, radio, and you just press these buttons and that'll send you through to the place that you want to get to. You've got a CD player, you've got AM, FM and DAB radio. We also have this handy tablet or phone holder which you just lift from the back, and then if you want to pop something in, all you need to do is pull that down, and then obviously this adjusts to whatever size phone or tablet you have in. Always make sure to put this back because we do have a few that comes in with that cracked off because they've left it open when they put it back down. Got your heating controls just here, and then we have some more buttons just along here. So we'll start with this one. We've got Traction Plus, which works a bit like a diff lock, so if you're on a slippy field this helps a little. You've got hill descent function, hazard warning lights, this is to lock your cab doors, and you've got your heating for your mirrors. We have a USB and a 12-volt socket both just here. Then if we move on to this part, we have what works a little bit like a cool box. So it works off the air conditioner that comes into the cab. You can put a bar of chocolate or a bottle of water in there and it will keep it nice and cool. We also then move on to your cab blinds. So all you need to do is just pinch here, pull across into the middle and just meet them together with the magnet strip. Now it's always advisable to get an elastic band, just pop round there, because there are horror stories of people in the middle of the night getting up, going to the loo, and they undo. So it's always worth staying on the safe side. Always make sure you lock them back in, because you don't want them to slide across the front of the van when you turn. We've got your door blinds, again work exactly the same, just pinch, pull across straight to there. Easy as that. All you need to do is just follow that back in, make sure again it's clipped in. Then we have your seats. So just here is your arm to turn and rotate the seat, and then if you pull the handle at the bottom you can just manipulate it into a position. You've then got your height adjustment just on the side here. One will do the front, the other one will do the back. Obviously if you sit on it that will even the weight down, and that's how your cab works. Okay, so moving on to your sleeping arrangements, we're going to start off with the overcab bed. Pretty simple. All you need to do is pull this slider out, flip the mattress over, and then you've got this great space for sort of 2 adults up there. You do have a bar that will slot into these 2 sliders at the top, which allows you to then put this safety net up, which stops people from obviously rolling out into the habitation area. Makes it a little bit easier to get in and out of the cab if that's pushed back. The next bit we're going to move on to is your dinette. So as you can see, 2 clips just at the back of the table here. Underneath there are 2 sliders that you just need to pull, make sure they're open, to get the table up, like so. And I have to say relatively secure, so that's why it's not the easiest to get off. Flip the table down like that, and this then becomes the base of your dinette bed. Like so. What you need to do then, slide that across, pop that there, little filling piece that you get from the garage, just slide that into there, and voila, we have your dinette bed. So then we'll move on to the rear. So this lounge makes up into a nice big double bed too, and reverse. All you need to do, turn your slide around, slide this out to here, and then it is literally just a case of pulling those out, holding your cushions into place, and there we are. We have your double bed in the rear here. Now we're moving on to your leisure battery and your boiler. Okay, so the first thing to show you is just down here. You'll find your 2 leisure batteries. This particular vehicle has 2, just as normal. Without this extra box, it would just be located in the floor there. So that's those 2, and then over here is your boiler. Now as you can see, we have taken the seats apart here just so we can just show you a little bit easier. We've got your electric switch here for your boiler, and then obviously your boiler located there. Now when it comes to draining down the boiler, it is a manual drain, so when you lift this switch up it opens the boiler out, and that will then drain the boiler down. When it's down flat, that closes the boiler. Make sure that's flat when you're filling the van up, otherwise the water will come straight through and straight out the bottom of the boiler. You also have your gas isolation switches just here.
Okay, so in the kitchen we obviously have your microwave up here. Now your microwave will only work if you're plugged into the 230 volt, and the socket for that is just up here. Then we have your oven. With your oven you have your 3 gas hobs and your 1 electric. So again, that'll work if you're plugged into the mains. Obviously you need your gas running for the others. And of course we have your grill and your main oven. Again, it is all gas, so you must make sure that your gas is on for that to work. Underneath here we've got your plug socket, again just for your hot plate, and also a little bit of storage. Storage cupboards just here. Sink, obviously with your sink you must have water in your system, and you must have your water pump on for your taps to work. When we come across then, we have your three-way fridge freezer. Now with your three-way fridge freezer, how this works, we have this panel at the top just here. So if I press this button, there you go, so it's come on, and at the moment it's going to tell us it's going to try and run on gas. If we press this button, keep it held in, it'll flash. Now we're pressing this button across, we can now go to what we want. So I'm just going to set electric at the moment because we're plugged into the mains. And then with these, again, you can take the temperature higher or lower. Now, how that works is with a three-way fridge freezer, you've got 3 ways you can use it. You can run it off electric, you can run it off gas, or you can run it off battery. Now, battery's the one that throws people because you would assume that battery means leisure battery. It doesn't, it means vehicle battery. So the engine must be running for you to run it off battery. The others are self-explanatory. If you've got it on gas, you must have your gas turned on. And if you're running off electric, it must be plugged into the mains. And there we have your kitchen. Okay, so Anthony showed you before about where we were actually going to be turning on the electric for our boiler. I'm now going to go into the rest of the heating controls and hot water and your 12 volt control panel as well. So here we have your 12 volt control panel. It's touch screen, so if it's off, just press the button, it'll come on. This top button there is your on off switch. Next one down is your water pump. These two are your levels. Now by going across you can see how much water you've got in or your battery current at any given time. Press back there, it'll take you back to the home page. You have your light settings and your settings. With your settings you can pick your active battery, where your solar current is going, your tank heaters, also your time and date. Back round to the start. Then over here we have your boiler for your gas, and also here for your ultra heat. Now your ultra heat, which is just here, but that will work in 2 ways. So to start off with, here we have your electric. So you'll see you have 500, 1000 and 2000, and that's literally the battery current that you'll get from a certain site. So again, how much electric they're putting through will depend on which you can go. Then your temperature is just this control panel just here. If we look on the ultra heat itself, this one here is your fan speed. So again, how much air you're pushing through your system. And over here, again, if you're running off gas rather than electric, there's your heater for your gas. And that is your heating, your hot water and your 12 volt control panel. So here we have your Sergeant control panel, and here we have the controller for your satellite system. So if we start off with your Sergeant panel, this is your main kill switch just here. Fuses, trip switches, that is for your charger, and that one there needs to be pressed in for your electric, for your heating and your hot water. When we come up to your control panel here for your satellite system, again, your on off switch is just there. Now you'll see it's flashing number 2. Now if we go through, we can go to anyone. Now that's basically telling us that it's on Astra 2. And Astra 2 is what everything is running through at the moment in the UK for your satellite systems. So if we want to put this up in the air, we just press this button here, keep your finger on it. If we take a look outside now, you'll see the satellite system moving up. Now what that will do is that will keep moving around until it locks onto Astra 2. Once that happens, you can just go back to your television. You don't need to keep retuning it every time you stop at a new place. So if we go back into the van, when you finish with the satellite system, press the button and keep your finger on it again. That will then bring the satellite back down. So again, you'll be fine to travel. You must remember to drop that satellite down before you start to travel, otherwise it'll catch the wind and it will be gone. Okay, so now we're in your toilet and your shower facilities. Now, the most important thing with the toilet is, first of all, you can swivel it round so you can get into the most comfortable position. Now, you'll remember when we were outside, we were actually talking about your cassette toilet and making sure the blade was closed to be able to take the cassette out. Here you can see the blade. Now, To open that, you've got this grey handle just here. You just push to open, pull back to close. The only time you ever want the blade open is if you're using the toilet. Apart from that, always keep it closed. Your flush is just here, and if that lights up, it means your cassette is full. Now, again, because it is an electric flush, you must have water in your system and you must have your water pump on to be able to use the flush. Then, of course, we have storage underneath here and here. Your sink and your shower cubicle. Again, you must have water in your system and you will need your water pump on when you're using this.
So next we're moving on to your fly screens and blinds. So pretty straightforward, just pull down from the top, obviously reveals the fly screen. From the bottom you have your blind. You can have like a half and half if you like, just give you a bit more privacy. If it's a warm evening, for example, no flies will get in through there. Clips are just there. They are quite delicate, so be careful with them. Your windows, all they are, simple, just latch, just pull them up. And then use these to adjust at whereabouts you want this to be open to. Once you're happy, obviously just tighten them up and it'll sit there. Remember, close it up when you leave. Secondly, we'll move on to your skylight. So again, blind, fly screen just there. And then all you need to do is pop this button in and slide it open like that. Now it's important, very important, that you close these when you leave site or if you leave home, if you've been airing the van out for any reason, because if the wind catches them, they will be gone and it can cost us a pretty penny to get them sorted. So make sure you close up before you leave.
So your awning. With your awning, the first thing to show you is your awning brace, just here. Now, you can unscrew from here and that allows you to extend your awning brace if you're short like I am. And on the end, you'll see you've got these two prongs. So how that works is you slot that just in there and then you wind. Now, in an ideal world, you only want to take this out about halfway and then you want to start putting your legs down. But if you're short like me, that's not always an option that you can actually use. So we'll wind this out. Now, if we get to this point, if we look inside the awning, what you'll see is we have these two spring-loaded legs. So how that works is you just push away and drop down. Unclip at the top and slide down. Now, you will notice that these are quite stiff when they're new. Push up with your palm of your hand and that'll stay in place. You do exactly the same on the other side. Again, pull that clip down. And lock into place. Now this is a large awning. Now as you'll see if you look up at the awning, it's not out to its full length. If it were to be, in the garage there are some poles and these are poles to make it rigid in the centre. And you'll notice just there and up there you've got the lock where you would lock that pole into to give it more strength. And there we have your awning. So there we have your handover on your Auto Trail Apache 700. We hope you found it informative. We do have a range of other handover videos on our YouTube channel, Edwards Motorhomes, if there's anything else you'd like to view. Thank you very much.